Good debt versus bad debt. Mastering the art of borrowing. So, good debt versus bad debt. So, let me explain to you what good debt is and what bad debt is. Good debt is where you can add value, obviously. So, it increases in value. So, we can look at property, shares, investment, even starting a business, even education. That's what I would call good debt. We can also look at bad debt, which loses value very quickly. Usually a car, a boat, a holiday, or any of the doodads and things like that, things that you really probably don't need. There's nothing wrong with having those things also, because we do need a car to get to work or whatever. So, but are we going to be ostentatious about it? Or, do we need a car to get from A to B for a little while before you might be able to reward yourself and get yourself a better car? So there's lots of different reasons why to look at certain things in certain ways. A lot of people, we work harder, we get an increase in income. The first thing we want to do is upgrade. We want to get a bigger house. We want to get a bigger car. We want to get a bigger this, a bigger that. Problem is, it's a trap, and it's going to trap us. So we really need to look at doing some things that are classed as good debt versus bad debt. I remember many years ago, I read a book called Robert Kiyosaki books. They're really good. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It was very much about his rich dad, which wasn't his father. He talks a lot about his poor dad, which was his real dad. His dad worked very, very hard for 30 odd years and bought all doodads, like bought the bigger house, the bigger this, the bigger that, whatever. Where his rich dad, what he did, he lived very frugal, but bought lots and lots of investments. So he learnt a lot from his rich dad, which was his best mate's father. And so I have always been a very big advocate on education. I've had many, many books over the years, and I've always educated myself. If there's something I do not know, whether it might not even be in finance, but it might be in business, or it might be relationships, it might, whatever the case might be. If I find that I'm not traveling really well in something, I will educate myself. So to me, I class that as investing in myself. So, like if you want to increase your income, the very first place you've got to start is your self-worth. It's starting on yourself. And that will increase every part of your life. So I truly believe in those things. I'm going off grid here, obviously from finance, but it all comes together in a certain way. If your self-worth, you don't feel real well, just look at your bank account. Have a look at what you're earning. Have a look at your job, because that's going to reflect on who you are. So if you want something better, I would highly encourage people to invest in themselves, invest in a better life for themselves, invest in education or upskilling or starting a business or whatever, or you're looking at trying to save some money towards getting a deposit for a house. How do you go about that? Do I need to educate myself and really learn how to budget and how to save and how to, regularly look at things and doing all those sorts of stuff? So, like we always want the bigger and the best iPhone to, look great. Does it really make us look great? Really? Does it? I mean, personally, I feel that the power comes from within you. And, I think that you need to make sure that if you're going to borrow any money, that it needs to make sense. I truly believe credit cards are a great tool. Used correctly, they can help out tremendously. I have started 2 businesses in the past with no money at all, but on a credit card, $2,000 credit card. I've started 2 businesses in my past by doing that. One of them originally sold for $150,000 7 years later, and the other one I sold for $72,000 about 4 years in. So, but I invested in myself and I invested in something. So some people, you might want to put more money away in your super and things like that. It's really, really good idea to get a grip on good debt and versus bad debt, because it's really going to help your borrowing capacity. It's going to help in making better financial decisions for you in the long run. I know I'm a mortgage broker, but I also like to look at myself like a relationship broker. I am only talking from what I've done myself, where I've done in educating myself, and not so much just educating myself and having a head full of knowledge, but putting it into practice as well. So, like I've been through a lot of stuff in my past, and I'm starting all again and building again, and I'm loving what I'm doing, but it works because I'm educating myself as I go. Things change, and as things change, we have to change with the times as well. Okay, so I hope some of the information has been helpful. There is a blog post on a lot of examples and things like that. So looking at the good debt versus the bad debt, just looking at what have you got. Like, look at a balance sheet, look at yourself, look at where you're at, where could you go, what are the possibilities. Have a look at your assets, and then have a look at your liabilities, and then see where you'll sit, and then you can make some better financial decisions by looking at what you've got. And maybe you might need to make some changes, but that's okay. We all do. We all are not perfect. Okay, I hope that helps. I hope you found the information useful. If so, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. And I just want to let you know that we have a free giveaway, a free book, and subscribe to it now. So the link is below. It's the 7 steps to mortgage freedom and wealth through property. Inside here, you will find out how to get the cheapest home loan, why you should really care about your home loan, why people will end up broke, and also we have some bonus chapters at the back here as well. It's a great read. It's an easy read as well. So make sure you get your copy and share it with friends. See ya.